We're learning the National Guard soldiers assigned to watch the border will be watching from the sky through cameras similar to the ones used to monitor the human smuggling attempt in Trayson Story.
Channel 5's Kristen Von Preissing spoke with Border Patrol's assistant chief in charge of Operation Guardian Support about what the soldiers will be doing and what's ahead for the border. Kristen?
In many ways, the work for the Guard will be behind the scenes. In 3 weeks, the goal is to have 450 soldiers fully trained and assisting Border Patrol. Late last week, the task was to get these men and women familiarized with what they're here to do.
Smugglers can rapidly disappear.
Soldiers were briefed. Border Patrol says they need to learn about the agents they'll be supporting, and
the other is going to be to understand the adversaries and what we're up against here along the southern border.
Assistant Border Patrol Chief Alfredo Lozano oversees Operation Guardian Support. Under the military mission, he says 450 guardsmen are assigned to the area. Some haven't arrived here yet. He says leadership arrived first and is getting briefed on the weeks ahead.
Next is going to be what we call on-the-job training, and that's going to revolve around several different categories, support categories.
There are 3 of those support categories. Those include air support, meaning soldiers will operate aircraft in the sky and monitor the ground in communication with Border Patrol. Camera surveillance, meaning soldiers will monitor cameras on the ground from indoor stations. And radio communications. Soldiers will monitor and relay radio traffic, and that frees up agents.
On a daily basis, you do have agents that are conducting air surveillance, that are operating cameras at a station, who are also assisting with radio communication. So these National Guardmen will essentially come in to conduct Border Patrol operations that will then have an agent go out to the field to conduct frontline ops.
Lozano says you won't see these soldiers monitoring the riverbanks or even carrying rifles.
This specific incoming National Guard group is only going to be for the support roles that I mentioned, so they haven't evolved beyond that just yet.
Just yet. A very important point in all of this. The roles can change as this military mission on the border continues. Now, as I mentioned, Lozano says 450 soldiers are assigned to this area. He says that could change and more could arrive by the end of the fiscal year, which is by late September. In the Channel 5 studio, Kristen Von Preissing, Channel 5 News at 6.